This is 55 feet, right?
Yes, sir.
So close to that depth, and we were drilling, we hit a void in this area. So just a heads up.
Wow, heads up. Surprise, surprise, man.
Surprise, Russ.
They didn't turn off the cameras because the excavation was finished. They shut them down because something went wrong. For the first time in the history of Oak Island, production didn't just pause, it was quietly altered behind the scenes. Footage was edited, certain moments were downplayed, and one underground discovery is now being described by insiders as too sensitive to fully show on screen. Leaked details from season 13 suggest a discovery so unexpected that operations were halted without warning. It has raised serious concerns about safety, secrecy, and whether the mystery of Oak Island is far more dangerous than anyone ever imagined. These leaks are now circulating, hinting that what viewers see may only be part of the story, which leads to the real question, what aren't they showing us? Because if the full truth comes out, it may be impossible to hide ever again. For years, the team has uncovered intriguing but ultimately inconclusive clues. Waterlogged wood, coconut fiber, and a few old coins. But this latest leak, reportedly from a production insider, is on an entirely different level. According to the source, during off-season scans in the garden shaft, the team picked up a sonar reading so clear and so unusual that they repeated the test 3 times to be sure. This wasn't a vague anomaly. The image revealed a perfectly rectangular man-made chamber. Its reported dimensions are around 10 feet wide and 15 feet long, buried more than 140 feet underground, roughly the depth of a 14-story building. The level of engineering required to construct something like that centuries ago without modern tools is astonishing. Building such a structure would have required a massive workforce, years of secret labor, and an extraordinary level of planning. At that depth, the pressure exceeds 60 pounds per square inch, enough to crush ordinary wooden structures in a short time, let alone preserve them for centuries. And for decades, attention is focused on the so-called money pit, a chaotic and collapsed area that has drained the resources of countless searchers. Meanwhile, this intact and untouched structure may have been sitting nearby the entire time. What's even more surprising is that the sonar scans didn't show an empty room. They reportedly revealed at least 3 large, dense, rectangular objects on the chamber floor. The readings suggest they could be heavy chests, possibly containing metal, gold, silver, or something else entirely. Each object is estimated to be about 4 feet long and 2 feet wide, matching the classic size of legendary treasure chests. But the most shocking detail is what lines the chamber itself. The scans indicated a thin metallic layer covering the entire interior. This material may be the reason the chamber has remained perfectly preserved, protecting it from immense pressure and corrosive conditions underground. In a sense, it acts like a protective shield, preserving everything inside. Core samples taken from the surrounding soil reportedly confirm the presence of this unusual alloy. This suggests the chamber wasn't just built to store treasure, it may have been designed as a time capsule. What many didn't realize is that this metallic lining could completely challenge the accepted timeline of Oak Island. Early analysis suggests the material is a lead-silver alloy with a distinct signature associated with advanced Roman engineering. Historically, this type of alloy was used in aqueducts, sealed containers for important documents, and even in the tombs of emperors to preserve their remains. This material was extremely expensive and difficult to produce, symbolizing wealth, power, and technical expertise. In fact, the techniques required to create it weren't widely rediscovered in Europe until the late Middle Ages. This discovery casts new light on earlier controversial finds on the island, such as a Roman pilum, javelin head, and a coin believed by some experts to date back to the Roman Empire. These were once dismissed as misplaced artifacts or later additions, often considered fringe theories. However, the existence of a large underground chamber lined with a Roman-era alloy changes everything. It suggests those earlier discoveries may not have been random at all, but part of a deliberate and highly sophisticated operation, possibly involving knowledge of Roman technology long before Columbus reached the Americas. The implications are staggering. Mainstream history maintains that Romans never made it to North America, but if this evidence holds true, it challenges that belief in a profound way. This may not have been the result of a few lost travelers. It could point to something far more organized, intentional, and mysterious than anyone ever expected. This wasn't a small or simple project. It would have required a long-term settlement, careful planning, and a highly organized supply system. One theory, gaining attention among the team, suggests that a group, possibly linked to predecessors of the Knights Templar, carried forward ancient Roman knowledge and artifacts, preserving the legacy of a fallen empire. As surprising as that idea sounds, it may not be as far-fetched as it seems. When the Roman Empire collapsed, much of its advanced knowledge didn't disappear. Instead, it was protected and passed down through secretive religious and military groups operating behind the scenes. These groups may have used that preserved knowledge to build a highly secure hiding place on a remote island, far removed from the chaos and conflict that consumed Europe. This raises a powerful possibility. The Lagina brothers may not be searching for a simple pirate treasure. They could be uncovering evidence that challenges the accepted timeline of North American history itself. The potential Roman connection completely changes how we view the treasure. While the chamber's location seems to point toward Templar involvement and aligns with Nolan's cross, it's important to remember that the Knights Templar were experts in strategy, finance, and deception. Their secrets were often hidden behind layers of symbols, codes, and deliberate misdirection. So what if the famous money pit was never the true target? According to recent leaks, this newly discovered chamber isn't even located at the original money pit site. Instead, it lies some distance away, precisely aligned with a previously unrecognized geometric point within the pattern of Nolan's cross. It's not at the center, but along a critical outer position, one you'd only think to investigate if you fully understood the hidden design. This discovery has led to a bold and controversial theory. The chamber might not be the main treasure vault at all. It could be a decoy, a ceremonial entry space, or even a tomb. Suddenly, the island's complex flood tunnels and traps start to make more sense. Not as defenses for ordinary treasure like gold, but for something far more valuable and irreplaceable. Consider this. The Knights Templar have long been rumored to possess sacred relics, such as the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, or ancient documents revealing hidden truths about early Christianity. These aren't items you would casually bury. They would be protected with extreme care, sealed inside a chamber built using the most advanced knowledge available. This Roman-style vault fits that idea perfectly. Instead of gold-filled chests, it may contain reliquaries, sacred containers holding priceless historical or spiritual artifacts. In that sense, the true treasure of Oak Island may not be financial, but something far more significant, something with deep historical and spiritual meaning. This theory also connects with clues from Season 12, especially those linked to the Knights of Malta, often believed to be successors to the Templars. With this new chamber in the picture, the puzzle starts to come together. The island itself may act as a lock, Nolan's cross is the key, and this chamber as just one step in a larger mechanism leading to the true vault. In this context, the money pit might have been nothing more than a cleverly designed trap meant to collapse, confuse, and mislead treasure hunters for centuries, while the real prize remained hidden nearby, untouched and perfectly preserved. The level of planning behind this is almost unimaginable. A strategy set in motion hundreds of years ago that is only now beginning to reveal itself, and remarkably, it worked. For over 200 years, people may have been digging in the wrong place. So if this chamber is only a decoy, what comes next in the search? This brings up an idea the show rarely acknowledges: the 8th member of the Fellowship. The team isn't just the people seen on screen. For years, a much larger unseen group has been contributing to the investigation: the fans. What was once dismissed as speculation is now starting to look surprisingly accurate. For every shovel of dirt moved on Oak Island, thousands of dedicated enthusiasts are analyzing the mystery online. Communities on platforms like Reddit and specialized forums are filled with people examining every detail of the show. They aren't just watching, they're actively investigating. Many of these independent researchers use advanced tools, studying satellite images and LiDAR data to find patterns invisible from the ground. They overlay historical maps onto modern surveys with incredible incredible precision and dig into old shipping records and Templar documents with remarkable depth. Some of the most interesting ideas actually started with fans. For example, the French line theory connecting Nolan's cross to European landmarks didn't come from the main team. It emerged from online discussions. The idea that the swamp might hold key discoveries was also widely debated by fans long before excavations began there. These individuals aren't just viewers. They form a global network, sharing insights and working together to solve what could be one of the greatest treasure hunts in history. What's even more intriguing isn't just what the fans are discovering, but who is paying attention. According to a source close to production, the show's research team quietly monitors these online communities. That means some of the breakthroughs seen on screen may have started as late-night theories posted by enthusiasts from around the world, whether it's a history buff in Ohio or a geometry expert in Australia. For years, there have been quiet discussions in niche fan communities about the possibility of a Roman-style chamber inspired by obscure Templar writings. While the show presents discoveries as a clear step-by-step journey led entirely by the team, the reality behind the scenes appears to be far more complex. What's really happening is more like a continuous feedback loop. The team uncovers a clue, fans analyze it in depth, generating countless theories, and then the most convincing ideas seem to circle back and subtly influence the team's next moves. While the Fellowship shown on screen handles the physical excavation, the ideas guiding those efforts may be shaped by a much larger, unseen community. This hidden collaboration changes how we look at every discovery, past, present, and future, and reveals a side of the process the show rarely acknowledges. So what does this mean for season 13? In simple terms, everything. The focus is now shifting Bill Camel toward reaching and excavating this mysterious chamber. All the previous work, drilling, dye testing, and constant scanning has been leading up to this point. This next phase could be the most expensive, technically challenging, and potentially risky operation the team has ever undertaken. They believe they know where the chamber is, how deep it lies, and even have a strong idea of what might be inside. At this stage, the suspense is no longer about whether something exists. It's about what happens when they finally reach it. Of course, the skepticism is completely understandable. After 12 seasons filled with setbacks and dead ends, many viewers have grown doubtful. It's common to see comments online suggesting that nothing will ever be found and that it's all just for entertainment. But take a step back and think about it. For years, people have been asking for something real, something more than fragments of wood or minor artifacts. If these leaks are accurate, this discovery could be exactly that. A man-made, metal-lined chamber from a time period that supposedly had no connection to North America. This could be the turning point. The mystery has evolved from questioning whether anything exists at all to asking what exactly is hidden there, who put it there, and why. It also raises another intriguing question. Does a discovery of this scale happen suddenly, or have the Lagina brothers known more than they've shared? A breakthrough like this wouldn't just change the narrative of a TV show, it could challenge established history. This is no longer just about treasure, it's about understanding who may have reached the Americas and when. The stakes are enormous, which may explain why every step is being taken so carefully. While viewers experience the story episode by episode, for the team, this is about legacy. They may be closer than ever to solving a mystery that has lasted over 2 centuries, and this chamber could hold the key. So the real question is, are we missing something important? After hundreds of years of searching, the end might finally be within reach. But is this chamber the ultimate answer, or just the beginning of an even deeper mystery? Let me know what you think, and if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the Timefold channel and leave a like.